How's it going, people? Welcome to another episode of Grand Football TV, and it's your host, yours truly, Mr. Chig. How are we doing? Yes, it is game week 36. Season's almost finished. But before we go into that, we are into the Champions League final. Arsenal will play PSG on the 30th of May in Budapest. I'm looking forward to that one, guys. Are you looking forward to it, all Arsenal fans? And advantage in the Premier League as well. All we need to do now is win our 3 games and we're champions. So let's see how it goes. But I'm sure at least the Premier League should be in the bag. What a lovely time to be an Arsenal fan. Yeah. All the haters, you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me. King T, I'm coming for you. Oh, Sita, I'm coming for you. Anu, I'm coming for you. Hey, Temizak, special room dedicated to dealing with you. Dion, the sly Dion. Yeah, I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. Guys, I'm coming for all you Grand Football pundits. I'm coming for you. Yeah, all of you. You're going here. You're going here. Even those that are in the background. PEG, you know who that is. You know who you are. Yeah, I'm coming for you too. You and Liverpool, I'm coming for you. All of you. You better start getting yourselves ready, or change your number, or change location, whatever you want to do, because I won't stop. The banter I've received, I'm giving it back. You know, we give back. We give back, and I will give back in tenfolds when we win the league. Just hold on. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I don't go anywhere. Okay, now let's look at game week 36. Game week 36. Lovely games coming up. Interesting games. Games that could decide a lot in this game week 36. And what better way to start than with Liverpool versus Chelsea. Liverpool versus Chelsea. Liverpool lost their last game. Chelsea lost their last game as well. Well, you know, Liverpool, you know, they lost honorably, but Chelsea, you can't call that honorably. Losing to Nottingham Forest, who rested players and still beat you 3-1. Nah. So this game is a game of, you know, Chelsea, they're not even fighting for Europe at the moment, because I don't think they can make Europe based on how they've played so far. So this game, I see Liverpool winning, and I see Liverpool beating Chelsea comfortably. 2-0. 2-0 to Liverpool. Yep. Okay. Brighton versus Wolves. Brighton versus Wolves. We all know Wolves are already relegated, and I think since they got that status, they've just stopped playing like they were doing, causing, you know, damage within the title challenge. But right now, I think they're already looking at what they need to do for the championship. So they're trying to make sure they settle everything, forgetting, just, you know, making up the numbers here at the moment. In my opinion, that's what they're doing, because they're not winning games. Fair enough, they drew their last game, I believe, but they haven't been great since they've been relegated. So I see Brighton beating them comfortably. Brighton, they're fighting for Europe, and their manager has just signed a new contract, so they'll be buzzing. So I feel they would go out in this game and win comfortably, and I see Brighton beating Wolves 3-0. Brighton beating Wolves 3-0. Fulham versus Bournemouth. Bournemouth. Fulham, so it's maybe one of their last home games, I would believe. Maybe they have one more home game. Maybe their last game is a home game, I'm not sure. But they have a home game. And Bournemouth, who are fighting for Europe as well. I see this game being very tight. Two good managers, Silva and Iraola. But because Fulham are at home, I'm going to give it to Fulham. I'm going to say Fulham would, cause an upset and beat Bournemouth 2-1. They'll beat Bournemouth 2-1. Sunderland versus Manchester United. Sunderland, they've been doing really well at home, but lately they've lost a few. So would this be one of them, or would they, remember Man United is a big team coming to their ground and want to make a statement? I think they lost Ballard in the last game. He got sent off for pulling Arokodare's hair. So they might be missing him in this game, but you would imagine that they will go all out to give their fans something in this game. But Man United, they're in good form. They're still, they've been confirmed as going to the Champions League, yeah? But this game, it's difficult to call a winner. So I'm going to hang on the fence and say it will end in a 2-2 draw. It will end in a 2-2 draw. Manchester City versus Brentford. One of the games everyone will be, looking forward to this weekend to see what happens. Is this where the Premier League is decided, or do we take it to another week? And this is where it starts, from the Man City game versus Brentford, because Man City have to beat Brentford and, hope that Arsenal drop points or something, which they won't, because they know what they have to do as well. I know West Ham are fighting for their life. Well, let's look at Man City first. We'll come to that game soon. So for this game, because I've got extra invested interests, I am going to hope that Brentford turn up and Brentford will give Man City a very good game. Brentford, they've actually given City good games in the past, but with different set of players. These are kind of new, especially up front. They had Mbuemo, Ivan Toney then, but right now they don't have those players. So I'm going to go for a draw, because they're fighting for Europe as well. I know City are fighting for the league, but Brentford are fighting for Europe, and it will be a big thing for them if they make Europe. So for that reason, Brentford, rise. Make sure you do the job. Well, I'm going for a draw. a 2-2 draw in this game. Yeah. Burnley versus Aston Villa. Congratulations to Aston Villa as well. They've made it to the Europa League final, beating Nottingham Forest 4-0 on the night and 4-1 on aggregate. Well, everyone thought the way Forest have been playing, they might get a result against Villa. But we were wrong. They were well and truly beaten by Villa on their own ground. Yeah. So because of that, I feel there might be a lot of celebrations, too much celebrations, that they might not be ready fully for this game against Burnley. And albeit Burnley is relegated and all that, I feel they might just give their fans one little thing to cheer before they go down. So I'm going to call an upset in this one, and I'm going to say Burnley are going to beat Aston Villa. Burnley will beat Aston Villa 2-1. Burnley to beat Aston Villa 2-1. Don't ask me how and who's going to score, but they've got some players who scored for them. Anthony, Flemings, so those guys can step up and get the goals, I feel. Yeah, so 2-1. Crystal Palace versus Everton, another team who we have to say congratulations to. Congratulations to Crystal Palace. They have qualified for the finals of the Europa Conference League. They will be playing, who will they be playing? Rayo Vallecano. They will be playing Rayo Vallecano, I believe. Yeah, so it will be an interesting one because Crystal Palace might have celebrated too much as well. And Everton, they'll be vexed with themselves in that last game against Man City, where they were 3-1 up and they drew 3-3. So this game, they might decide, you know what, guys, we need to try and give the fans something to cheer about, going away from home and getting a result with a Crystal Palace team that might still be, you know, hungover from their win against Shakhtar Donetsk. So I'm going to go for Everton to beat Crystal Palace 2-1 away from home. Away from home, yeah. And then we have Nottingham Forest versus Newcastle. Nottingham Forest v Newcastle. I think that loss of Gibbs White in the midfield is a big one for them. He couldn't play because of, obviously, he was concussed and all that. But he was on the bench, so I'm not sure if he's eligible to play. But if he's not playing, I see them still struggling in that midfield. And I would give it to Newcastle to go away from home after that good result they had the last time they played. So I'm going to give them a win away from home. Newcastle to beat Forest 2-1. Newcastle to beat Forest 2-1 away from home. West Ham versus Arsenal. This is a big one, guys. A big one. A big game. Arsenal need to win. West Ham need to win. So it all depends who is desiring it the most on the day. Whose players know what's at stake here and give their all. You know, West Ham will have the advantage because they're at home. But Arsenal has gone there before and beat them. I know we've also gone there and lost. So I'm going to lean towards the win because of what's at stake here. And I'm going to go for Arsenal to scrape out a 2-1 win away from home. To scrape out a 2-1 win. And the final game, Tottenham versus Leeds. Tottenham did so well in their last game and now they find themselves out of the relegation zone. So can they carry on? This is a home game. This is a Leeds team that has been doing really well lately. So are they going to be able to break Leeds down and get the result that they need to, you know, give themselves a cushion and hope that Arsenal beat West Ham, you know, to give themselves that bigger margin going into the last two games? Well, I'm going to go for Tottenham to beat Leeds because if they play the way they played against Aston Villa, which I think they will, because I think the manager has instilled that into them now, that they need to play well for the rest of the season to stay up. So I'm going to go for them to beat Leeds 2-0. 2-0. Yeah, so what are your predictions, guys? What are your predictions for game week 36? Let us know in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.
Don't check this.